Hey, how's everybody doing? Okay, we got Scream news. So Scream 6 was announced. I think you had to expect it coming and everything. And if you look down like two more videos, I did like a whole bunch of sequel ideas for it already. Everybody's like, dude, we want Stu to come back. And maybe I think he was on set on that other movie, right? So I mean, he could, and he did a voice and everything, but very cool that Scream is coming back. Hey, what's going on, dude? My man. And Megalo, what's going on? Yeah, so Scream 6 news. That's very cool. And look at the bottom. That ticker is accurate. Scream 6 is announced and filming begins this summer. Like they already had a plan on what they wanted to do. So I bet, yeah, they had like a trilogy in mind, sort of like when they did 4, 5, and 6, they had a trilogy in mind. But this one actually, I think it's going to be moving forward that way. I mean, what else do you do? I think you like Dewey's got to have a funeral or something, and there's still got to be a new killer. So I think you do the Halloween Kills thing and just continue on from the previous day, right? Like it'll never end. It's like a third killer instead of having like two more killers show up. Hey, Kirby needs to return as well. Yeah, they need to kill off everybody too. Like they brought back Judy from Scream 4 to this one to kill her off and kill her son, right? So bring Kirby back and kill her off. But she don't even act anymore. She had babies with Vladimir Klitschko and bounced. So I don't know. Maybe. I bet she will. Do you think Gail? I would rather have had Gail died than Dewey die. I'm like, Gail, you could go. I guess, because you know what? With David Arquette, like, oh, they're making a Scream 6. Yeah, of course David Arquette's going to be in it. Like, what else? I don't think you have to contract negotiate too much with David Arquette. He's just like, cool, it's catered. It's catered. You're going to pay me money. I'm in. And right now, I'm here. Like, there's also other news. Like, I hear filming's going to begin this summer, but also some other headlines is like Sydney is in top, or Neve Campbell is about negotiations to return. But it's like, well, I heard you're filming this summer, so yeah, don't you have a? They had a game plan in mind, so is the whole game plan going to be 6, 7, and 8, all Neve Campbell, right? Or they're going to sort of transition out of that and do with Sam and stuff. But you got to have these legacy characters back. And Sydney's in town anyway, right? I don't know, but they're supposed to begin filming this summer, so you know, and that's what they did. Yeah, that's what they did with like Scream 2. Yeah, interesting that Matthew Lillard had a camp. I've heard he's had little tiny cameos in each one of the movies. Like he was the ghost face with the Mel Max and stab and everything, and the latest one. So of course, and what they also had Jamie Kennedy be a voice in Scream 5. So all these people are around. They just didn't put them inside the movie. So yeah, Matthew Lillard definitely. Everybody wants him to come back in the worst way. And do you even keep that a surprise? Like you got to put that in the trailer then. Or you just put that out like, oh, he's casted in a different sort of role, and then just people's minds would be blown that you're bringing him back some way. Like they kept Skeet Ulrich a secret for Scream 5, so you might as well you did that as a secret. I mean, Matthew Lillard coming back, that's definitely going to sell a whole bunch more tickets. I'm not saying he's like a huge star. Like he's good. He's done other stuff. The guy's Shaggy and SLC Punk and stuff. I mean, he's had a career outside of Scream, but they should announce him being available for the sequel or something. Or just, man, it'll just blow everybody's minds. Like They heard Stu's coming back, or they heard everybody wants Stu to come back, and they brought back Billy instead. So, hey, I was pretty stoked to see Billy too. So either or, man, I would. Oh, is the audio still out? Damn it! Yeah, let me check. Yeah, that's so weird. Maybe if I play a video. Oh, it's on now. Okay, thanks. Yeah, my thing says it's either cutting in or cutting out, or go to default mode or something. Cool. Yeah, and I also was going to do a totals screen count, and I guess we could get to that, but a little bit crunch for time. I'm not sure how far along we can get it. And I was doing a screen count. I wanted to do a screen count all leading up to the new screen, but Sora fell behind, and I sort of want to do that with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, maybe like the big ones, like one, and the remake and such. But yeah, most definitely. And what's the other announcement? Oh yeah, I even put it on my page and everything that Scream is actually getting like an extended cut as well. Oh man, February 10th. What next Friday? Next Friday you could go see like some extendedness. It's extended by like 20 something minutes too. It's not like Halloween Kills. I think it was only like 4 minutes longer or something. So yeah, and it's gonna be in theaters. The extended cut's gonna be in theaters, and then March 1st is gonna be the release of Scream on digital. So yeah, it's just around the corner. But all right. So let's go through all the Scream kills real quick. I wanted to do a whole like video about it, but damn, it is a lot of work. So on the books, yeah, like I said, like on the books, it was Maureen Prescott was number one, but they never even showed like how Maureen got killed and everything. I thought that was going to be a big part on what they were going to do with the new one, maybe go back, but the thing that they retconned about part one was that Billy was, sleeping with Sam's mom on the side. Nice. That is definitely one of the better kills of the whole franchise. Best opening of a series, regardless. It was pretty brazen to do that right in the middle of the day. Like nobody's at the school. Well, that's Scream for you. And he used the two knives, right? That's how Dewey got too. Dude, right? Right? Did Dewey got stabbed up with two knives, and that was supposed to be Audrey doing the two stabbings, right? So that could have been Stu because I think Stu was the one that did the fawns. Right here, that is the best occurrence of not wearing a bra ever. Nobody wore a bra in the 90s, it seemed like. And this is also the best kill of the whole series. It's the most innovative kill that Ghostface does too. Usually everybody gets a stab or like a slit throat or something like that, but man, this is like his most creative, like audible play that he's ever performed. And now there's tons of features in garage doors, so this sort thing won't happen, but great kill. Look behind you, Randy. Oh yeah, that scene was so cool. And it would not even be a fat camera nowadays. It would just be a phone. And this cameraman, it was impressive that they were able to lift him and put him on top of the van later. Oh yeah, everyone's saying the heights don't match with Audrey and the killer. Yeah, she's the shortest one. But even people are like Mrs. Loomis and everything. I go, Mrs. Loomis. You Google her. She's like 5'6". That's still short, but it's not short as what the Audrey actress is 5'2". Like, come on, man. Oh, please. You're sorry ass. My mom and dad are gonna be like Stu because right he was funny and entertaining, but when he wanted to kill you he could turn it on, and he admitted he had a theme for Sydney. Maybe he did it for love. Oh man, come on Stu, every time I see that, like, come on man, move out of the way. And who knows if this counts because of Scream 5, you see that on the YouTube page? Did the real life Stu Mocker die? Or I don't want to admit this, but it might just be he died in real life, but in the Stab movies he lived. Man.
Sorry.
Oh my God, Randy, I thought you were dead.
I probably should be. I never thought I'd be so happy to be a virgin.
Oh shit, what a hand from Billy, dude. Laid him out. You gotta give Gale the assist because, right, he wouldn't have died if he didn't get shot that first time.
The moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life.
Not in my movie.
Now on to Scream 2. And this opening, I don't know, I don't like as much. And like it brings up some questions like how did Ghostface know exactly where that guy would put his head? Is that knife deep enough to kill you? Plus Jada Pinkett gets like stabbed and that's cool and everything, but she had to go really dramatic and get on the stage and die. Like, I don't know, man, just die in your seat. But it's neat because she's a big star and everything. But so was Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the 90s, man. Plus, her kill was pretty neat. I mean, it wasn't just a stab like everybody else. She got thrown from some height, so that was cool. But, really, I don't believe how he actually died. Because they explained that that was supposed to be Billy's mom. Really? Like, he's 6 foot tall. Even though he's a geek, right? She overpowers him and kills him in the van. Get the fuck out of here. People's main complaint about Scream 5 is like, look at that height difference and everything. How did Amber be the one to kill Dewey? But come on, man. Billy's mom is not only short, but old, too. I think they messed up a bit killing Randy off so soon. Well, I guess they didn't know they were going to make 5 movies, but he did have an awesome body reveal, but now you have to get someone else to do the Randy rules every movie. And how did Ghostface pull this off, right? Like, these are cops. He breaks a window, slashes the guy's neck, and then the other guy just, like, sort of rides on the hood, shoot him in the face. But it led to one of the goriest kills right there. Like some rhubarb right through the face. This movie didn't have a lot of gore, so goriest kill of that movie. And you gotta kill the roommate, too, because, you figure she might have been a Ghostface. Might have been. Same thing with the boyfriend. He thought the boyfriend might have been a killer until proven wrong. So Jackie from Roseanne, she wasn't really a Ghostface. I mean, she wore the Ghostface costume one time to kill Randy. And her other kill in the books was Mickey, even though that, like, mostly killed him. Yeah, for a slasher movie, they used a lot of guns at this point. And Cotton right here might have got the kill shot on, right, Debbie Salt, because she didn't move anything after this, and it looked like she got shot in her throat. Ha, Mickey, what a dumbass. Like, I gotta pop up and try to scare you real quick. Like, dude, just play dead for a bit. Get him back in the sequel.
Just in case.
Damn, even though Cotton shot her, man, he's looking at Sydney like, damn, Sydney, you a bad bitch. And it was pretty gangster that she dropped the gun like it was a hot mic, like, I'm out. Oh, now we're on Scream 3. The worst Scream. But it's not as bad as people led on to it believe like now. When I first saw it, like way back in the day, it was like, oh man, come on, get out of here with that stupid voice recorder thing. Well, this is a different. That video was like a total kill count. That's my total kill count of the progress on it so far. I was waiting till like the whole thing is done, and then once I get footage after March, I'm gonna put it all together. But we could just cover it right now, live.
It was a simple game, Cotton. Now, you lose.
Yeah, not a lot of blood in this in Scream 3 as well. Yeah, that was supposed to be Jenny McCarthy. Ah, it was so lazy how they killed her. All right, that's why it's like if you're covering the kills in Scream 3, that's the worst part of Scream 3. It's actually like the kills is don't watch it for the kills. It's like basically like a commentary comedy movie sort of thing. Like the Scream is just I don't know. But still, Scream 3 is not too bad in retrospective. It was bad at the time because that was like the last movie that they did. Hey, Mrs. Loomis is the Ghostface chasing Gale and Dewey, and then stabs Dewey in this. Yeah, that's what people are saying. I was like, was Mrs. I thought Mrs. Loomis only did the Dewey kill because that's the one she admitted to. Like, I got a little knife happy, and Randy was talking bad about my boy, so I had to dice him up. I go, really? She did that? But I don't believe she took out Dewey. I mean, that's what people say. So I think you're right. If you break it down, I think it makes sense because she was like right outside. That's why I still thought it was Mickey. I thought Mickey did all the heavy lifting. Oh yeah, and the house blowing up. I hated that too. I hate these kills, but the comedy of this was pretty funny. If you watch it expecting a comedy, it's not too. It's the worst Scream movie, but that doesn't say like it's not really terrible. And Roman is a bad thing. It's very soap opera, his reveal and such. Oh yeah, Mickey was away stopping the cops, so that happened at the same time. I really thought they were going to do something different. Like I was like, okay, how many sets of two people are always going to go after you? I thought they were going to do something like it's going to be three or more people this new one, but maybe they'll save that for the next one. But yeah, and Columbine happened around this time, and that's why there wasn't a lot of blood and stuff in Scream 3. That's why even covering these kills in here, it's like just the characters that died and everything. It's like you could totally like if you're watching a marathon, you go Scream 1, Scream 2. If you're in the mood, watch Scream 3, but I think like most times if I'm binging it, I just skip over Scream 3. It's still like I rewatched it like right before Scream 5 and I go, oh, it's not as bad. Like Gail Weathers and that actress that's playing her, that's sort of funny and there's parts to enjoy about it. So it's not as bad as like let's say like a Leprechaun movie or something. Nope, Scream 3 is still better than the best Leprechaun movie. And right there, that's probably the most creative kill. Oh yeah, now they were going to have that Jennifer Flowers person. Oh damn, is that her name? Well, whatever. The person playing Gail, she's like, "I'm the killer at Stab 3." They're like, "Oh really? Would he have stopped?" Or he was the director. He knew it anyway.
They fucked her 3 ways from Sunday. Ruined her life.
Tell me what you want, I can make it happen. Any picture, name your budget, script approval, final cut.
I already have it.
All right, first of all, bulletproof vest, it hurts way more than they lead on to believe. Like that, even paintballs hurt a bit more of that. Did you see Jackass? They shoot people with paintballs. That leaves a big ass well. What do you think a bullet does? This guy was like just walking through this. That's why I was like, all right, man, you are on some Tony Montana cocaine or something. All right, in the original script, Hallie and Derek were the killers, and Cotton was the killer too, but not. Oh yeah, man, that would have worked out better. I heard, yeah, they switched the script on Scream 2 and 3. They like there was leaks, and that's crazy because it was even like the internet was even that big back in the day. I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't have the computer back then, but like a script leak, like whatever. Even when you hear script leaks about Scream and Halloween ends and Halloween kills, you hear so many fake leaks. That's how they sort of do it. Put out as many fake leaks as possible, so when someone actually has the leak, you go, oh yeah, whatever. All right, now we're on Scream 4. Yeah, Scream 3 was supposed to be two killers, Roma and Angelina, her in the blue amidst she. Oh yeah, really? I heard it was Scream 3 was supposed to be about like Stu running the thing from prison, almost like if he's Hannibal Lecter-ish, and they're writing him notes. Like if you ever seen Red Dragon, you go, "Whoa, that would have been so much better than what they did." But then I don't know, like they made the movie different because the Columbine happened. So it's like, dude, you got to think down the road because people are going to be watching Scream 3 20 years from now. Remember, a school shooting was so big back in 99 or 2000. And you're like, school shootings happen so much, man. It's overplayed. It's like, wow. Back then, it was a totally big deal. Stu was a very early thing. Yeah, like when scripts go around, like, but I don't know how they had the first script that had Stu in it, and then they sort of had a way of just removing him completely from it. And maybe maybe that was a good thing in the long run, because in the long run you can have Stu back. Because if he came in 3, you already ruined it. I mean, Scream 3 was what it was. It wasn't very terrible. I really hated it at the time because that ended it. And then we didn't know until 10 years later we would get a Scream 4. That's why even when Scream 4 was coming out, I wasn't even hyped. I was like, all right, whatever. Because if you remember around that time, a lot of horror movies, it was just like remake. And then when you Scream 4 was coming out, I go, oh, it's Wes Craven again. And Scream 3 was so bad, but Scream 4 actually redeemed it pretty well. Not good enough as like Scream 5 to spawn all these sequels, but yeah. It didn't Charlie do all the work at Scream 4? Yeah, I don't think Jill did shit. Charlie killed everyone in 4, as Jill just did some calls and sat back and let Charlie fully incriminate himself. Yeah, pretty much. All right, here, watch the kills. I'll cover it in a minute.
It's all so predictable. There's no element of surprise. You can see everything coming. Oh my god, I love it.
This isn't a comedy. It's a horror film. People live, people die, and you better start running.
Marnie?
All right, people were saying like, dude, the Scream 5 was really bloody. This is probably the bloodiest kill out of the whole series, dude. Right? Look at all that blood. But I wouldn't say the kills in Scream 5 was more brutal, like how Richie got killed. He got, yeah. I was like, wow. So, like her, she got beat up a bit, but you didn't see it happen. They went totally more violent for Scream 4, and it shows. That's why I was like, oh, Scream 3 had no violence to Scream 4 having a lot more. But here's another thing. It could have been more creative kills. I mean, was this just a knife? That looks like a damn chainsaw, which I would welcome. I'd welcome if Ghostface uses a chainsaw or something in the next one. But yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Charlie killed everyone in 4. Because I think Jill just showed up at the end. Because she didn't care. She didn't want to do revenge. She just wanted to get famous anyway. So her motives would be like, I don't want to do the work. I just want to be famous. That was her whole motive. So I don't think she would want to kill all these people. Like Mrs. Loomis, she actually had like one of the best motives because it was just revenge. She's like, my motive was as 90s as Mickey's and everything. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. The opening stab 6 bit is the only where we see 2 killers in costume together. I want to see that officially in the film. Yeah, no. Dude, we've had 4 occurrences of 2 killers, and you barely seen 2 killers like back to back, like wearing the Ghostface stuff. We even seen 2 Michael Myers like back to back, like Halloween Resurrection. Even though people give shit about that movie, it did a couple of weird things, and they went for it. But yeah, the stab 6. I don't like that opening at all. I just like it when they get to it because the fake outs were a little bit too much.
There's no element of surprise. You can see everything coming.
Oh my god.
Hey, so they already made up the stab 7 and stab 4, so they only made one more stab in the 10 years, right? So they've left off with stab 8 because I don't think they even said like a date when stab 8 came out.
It's a horror film. People live, people die, and you better start running.
Oh, nice. There. All right, let's continue.
Whole situation under control.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that when they start get cops by surprise. Like these guys have guns, man. I didn't like that in Scream 2 when he hopped over the car and killed the 2 cops like that. I wouldn't mind if they used the gun once.
Fuck Bruce Willis.
Let's get out of here.
Better.
That was a pretty creative kill right through the mail slot. So there was a bit of creativity with that, but it wasn't something like ground. I would rather have seen something like the garage door kill, still the most innovative kill he's pulled off in the whole series so far. That's why I was super stoked to see that flamethrower, the trailer. I was like, oh man, they're really doing something crazy now. The only way that maybe the 2 killers together in 4 in Kate's death when they see the girlfriend and the wind chimes. They run at the foot and already. Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Wait, no. You can't. There's rules. I'm gay. I'm gay.
Irby, this is making a move. Shh, I know. It's okay, take your time. Doesn't happen as fast as it does in the movies, I know.
She lived. See, right there. I even circled it and everything. So she has to come back, right? Kirby has to come back. Because why would they add that? I don't know. If she's back, she's back. But I don't think she even acts anymore. So I would like to have her back, even if they kill her. And if I don't think they'd make her a ghost face either. But I don't even buy like Charlie was like, oh man, Hayden Panettiere wants a piece of me now. Abort mission, dude. Abort. I'm going with her now. I'm sorry. You just out-hotted the girlfriend. Like Emma Roberts is she's hot too, but Hayden Panettiere wants you or was like you can make a move now, Charlie. You gotta go with that.
I am not the girl.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, that's no longer a death. So right there, 38. I guess when we're done, you just -1. And minus maybe the Stu thing, because was Stu Mocker actually alive on that same page, right? Somebody's asking that. But that could just mean he died in or he came back in the series, but he died in real life. You know what I'm talking about? So they did a pretty clever thing there. Police acts, why did you do that? Be like, just for the oils. Oh, you're gay? Oh, yeah. Well, see, remember like how he was like, hey, I'm gay. Oh, it got stabbed. Now the person, Randy's niece, Mindy, was gay. Like really gay. The other guy wasn't really gay. You don't know how gay he was, that film student in part 4. But Mindy was straight making out with a girl. So if you're a girl and gay, and gay, you live.
You cheat on.
Oh.
We're perfect.
Oh, ruthless. Shot him in the pee. Oh, man. And so what? You were cheating on him too, dude. You were seeing Charlie on the side. So Jill, you're a bit hypocrite yourself. You're shooting him in the dick. You just don't do that. And high school, how jealous are you gonna be in like high school and everything? I mean, whatever. People cheat or made out with other people. Come on.
Get it up!
Yeah, that was probably one of the worst like Ghostface deaths too, because what Charlie did it for love, and he sort of died super quick. And I would have been surprised, like, why couldn't have Charlie have lived? Or did they mention Charlie died? But both of these together were not believable ghost faces. I mean, look how tall both of them are. They're both pretty short. That's why, like, if we're doing another cast, let's start a cast of all tall people, right? But I think even when they had Amber, she's 5'2", and all the other people in the hospital room, they didn't seem that much taller. I think just actors in general are pretty short. Since Stu's parents are rich, I mean, look at their house. They probably kept him as a secret. Yeah, pretty. Well, yeah. I mean, all these people are rich. Like, dude, did you see Sydney's house in part 1? Holy shit. She had like a deck on a hill and it was super nice. And all these parents are like career people. Like they're always leaving. My family wasn't that rich. My family was always there. All these parents are never home. My parents say my mom didn't go nowhere. She was always home. These people all do well because they go on trips. Even Sydney's dad was like, oh, I got this conference I got to go to. I mean, you don't have to be that well off to do conferences stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of career people. Marley fears, I hope they don't rush Scream. But man, they made Scream 2 right after Scream 1, so that makes sense, right? I mean, they already had a plan to do Scream as like a trilogy already, so yeah, I don't mind that. They already wrote the script, so they'll be fine. And if they it's the same directors and writers, sort of like how Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. Jeez, was everyone's houses like that in the 90s? Nope. Yeah, but I'm excited we get another one. So if we get another one, that's cool. I mean, worst comes to worst, Scream doesn't have too bad of an entry. Scream 3 is the worst one, but that's still not that bad. It's no Jason Takes Manhattan or anything.
Who's lifted all our spirits tonight? An American hero, right?
All right, so all right, here, let's go back a little bit.
Let's get out of here.
All right, so toll count is 41 because Kirby lived, and we don't know about Stu. Yeah, I would say that. I would say Scream. Nah, I don't know about even a 6. I would maybe I like it more as a comedy. And it's not the finale you wanted. So Scream 1 and 2, I really hated 3 because that was the last one for a long time. And then Scream 4 came out and it made even Scream 3 not as bad, but still like, okay. But Scream 5 came out and that elevated Scream 3 too. Even when I rewatched it right before Scream 5 came out, I go, oh, okay, it's not as bad as I remember it. But I remember watching Scream 3 in theaters like, oh man, I hate you. I hate you. Because you never knew if they were going to redeem themselves, and they did. And too many of these ghost faces just get shot too. Like, can we cut off somebody's head or something? Something more dramatic, or blow them up? Like, that's why it's like, what, in the new one, they stabbed and shot, or shot up multiple times. Like, she went blah, blah, blah. Like, Richie is the most overkill of Ghostface so far. And I loved it. He had one of the best deaths. I can't wait to show that on the channel.
All our spirits tonight. An American hero, right?
All right, so where we leave off? All right, so that's Vince. So 42, or actually 41.
Who's lifted all our spirits tonight? An American hero, right?
All right, so there you go. 41. There you go. 42. I don't know if once the kills come out March 1st, I will do like a updated kill count of it. But right here, that's all the death got was a quick stab in the neck real quick. And that doesn't look like the regular Ghostface knife either. It looks like a long, skinny one. So it just went gah, and then like he bled out. And I thought he was going to do something with the car. I really hope, even like what, they have that extended cut. Can we get a more violent death for that guy? I thought he was going to run him over with the car or something. Because I was like, you had pictures of him with the car. You had the car play the music. And then he just gets stabs in the neck and falls down. I was expecting like, all right, he's going to do something with the car or drag him in the car or something. Like, I really hope, and even in the trailer, they saw Marvel dust. They showed like Ghostface shadow against the wall and all that. Maybe that's in the extended cut. The extended cut comes out on the 10th. I'm going to watch it on the 10th, and then we'll go over like what did they add, because come on, man, give us a little bit more gore. Maybe they heard that and went, dude, let's plug in that more gore that we originally filmed. Yeah, that's Stu's nephew. So that would be weird if Stu is the third killer, because why would he want to kill his nephew all of a sudden? And that's why I was like, I thought he would have been like Billy or Stu's kid, because he's a little bit older, like 28, almost 30, right? Because he was even in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, which I gotta watch that again. Like, there's good parts about it, but there's parts I really hate about it. All right, then Judy. All right, let's wrap this up. So then Judy's the next one to get killed. And that came out of nowhere. And then Wes. Wes was one of the more violent deaths too. Like, ugh. And that had to be Richie, or yeah, it had to be Richie, because he was like, yeah. He used some strength to get that boy. Yeah, I'm going out of order here anyway. So 4, Amber. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake is garbage, so I don't know if I have to rewatch it. But still, it's like how I said, maybe like how I hated Scream 3 at first. Like, if they make another Nightmare on Elm Street and it's great, and the other one's great, maybe that redeems it. Like, the only takeaway out of the Nightmare on Elm Street remake is the visuals were cool, because they did a couple of good remakes back at, like, was just watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. That one holds up. That one's great. That one's almost like it could have been shot yesterday. I think we deserve like a 4K of that one too. So before the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre comes out, and it's on Netflix, Texas Chainsaw, the remake, like, cover the original, cover the remake, cover the beginning. I might even do like maybe skip 3, even though I like 3. I probably won't cover Next Generation, but that's the next slasher movie to come out. I'm super psyched for. Oh, The Hills Have Eyes, dude. That remake was great. I love that one. All right, then Live. Dewey. Oh, that one hurt. So what? Right now, it's 41 plus 6. We got 47 for the whole count. And look at that. Does that look like 5'2" versus Dewey? I don't think so. All right, 7. We got that cop that was stabbed. Right? Like, dude, that's a lady hand with a ghost face knife. And that is true, but that was the character Sam killing the hell out of her. All right, and that's the whole count. So what? How many did I have? Oh, so Richie was 8. I don't know why I didn't have an 8 on there. So Richie is 8 plus, because you know what? Chad lived, and Mindy lived, and they could have very easily been on the count too. It seemed like they just did an audible at the last moment. I think they even knew they might be greenlit for a sequel and stuff. Because, you know, these movie guys and producers, they know how movies gonna do before it. They could look at like, oh, this YouTube, the trailer has 30 million views, and based off science, off of other stuff. So I think they already had a feeling that it was going to be a hit. Or they were confident enough that we're like, dude, we got to create some more survivors. Randy survived, make his niece and nephew survive. I have the best remake. You do, dude. But I would even say it's a TV movie, and then you finally got a movie. You know what I'm talking about? Even though the first that TV movie, it was good enough to be in theaters. It was just 3.5 hours long or something like that. It was too long to be in theaters. They weren't ready for something like that. It's almost like saying the Snyder cut of Justice League. Like, it's great, but man, you're never going to see no 5-hour movie in theaters. Hey, remember when I said Scream 5 acknowledge everyone but Roman, even Charlie got a name shout out? I was wrong. Tara's watching Dawson's Creek with Scott Foley in it. Oh, man. See, once you rewatch Scream 5 over and over again, or once it comes out, I'll do a watch along and we'll do an update, kill count, and everything. But yeah, I can't wait to go into the little things that you notice about Scream 5 about it. But what, 8 versus. So what, we got 8 for the movie and then 41. So we got a total kill count of 49. So in the future, it'll be 49. Or if they do an extended cut, maybe kill like 2 more people in the extended cut.
Kill. Best hope.
All right. Wait, I'll be back.
Like nobody's at the school. Might have been a killer until proven wrong. So Jackie from.
It was a simple game, Cotton. Now, you lose.
What was your first horror movie you watched? Oh man, I can't. I think it might have been it. Pennywise. Pennywise. I think it might have been the It TV movie. It could have been the It TV movie, and it was on TV, and then like my whole family left, and it was rainy. I was scared. Where are you guys going? Because that movie scared. It scared the shit out of me. I didn't like clowns for a couple of years after that. The shadow shot behind you, the bar was amazing. No idea what it was cut. Oh yeah, yeah, very cool. There's so many good shots and like they're all well directed. And even though what the fifth Scream movie didn't have Wes Craven in it, it feels like he might have done it. Or I don't know, man. That's why like how do you even rank these new Scream movies? Because I'm a sucker for like the newest thing that came out and everything, especially if it's good. That's why I go Scream 5. Because I'll probably rewatch Scream 5 more because it's so new, right? You barely got it, so you're going to rewatch it again right when it comes out and maybe another year right before the next Scream comes out. So, yeah. Or if I have to give awards to, Jill had probably like the weakest motive. She was just like, I want to be famous or how Sydney's famous. Like, oh man, she didn't want to do anything. But yeah, also what Gail's probably gonna come back, right? That was the problem with Scream 4. It didn't have the stakes. Like, I don't like people are like, oh man, why do we have to die? But that's what he needed to die in order for this to have some stakes in it. Because without Dewey dying, I remember even my sister was like, "Oh, did you see Scream?" And I go, oh, "I don't want to give you no spoilers, but if I just said, oh yeah, Amber Richie's the killer," she goes, "I don't know who they are. I don't care." But we go, dude. I told her like, "Yeah, Dewey died." And she goes, "Dewey's gone? Oh man, I gotta see it now." So like in Scream 4, what about Scream 4? Would you even try to spoil somebody to tell them to go watch it? Like you just go, Emma Roberts is in it, Rory Culkin. I mean, the cast is good. The cast is good in all these movies. But yeah. So it's announced Scream 6 is coming out. They're filming it this year. And Neve Campbell might return. So we could have a Neve Campbell-less movie. If they're already saying like, hey, we're starting filming in the summer and we're not sure she's going to be on board. Because maybe that's what they did with this. Because I remember like Neve Campbell always saying like, all right, I'll return if the script is good. So they might have a script and they might have laid out the whole plan for the series going forward and what they pitched to her. Because she probably has an idea of what this new one is. Or maybe they did stuff. I've heard like other scripts they do it so secretly. Like you only get your pages and you don't know what the other people's pages are instead of like a full script. So that's sort of weird because it's like you have to act with the whole picture of things. They do that for Marvel movies and everything. Like you just read your lines and fuck everything else. Well, Chad lives. We know Chad lives, but he doesn't. I was hoping Chad was gonna be the killer because he's athletic. You need to be athletic to pull off being a ghost face because you're killing people, dude. You're over, and especially with Wes. Wes got overpowered with that knife, like right in the throat. I go, dude, you gotta use some strength for that to overpower somebody who doesn't want to die. And you gotta be stronger enough to be strong to try to kill him. So I still thought it was like Chad could still be a killer. I would even be mad if he's the killer in Scream 6. He could have been the third one, right? They stabbed each other in Scream 1. It would make sense. I mean, he lived, but I don't know. I gotta watch it again where he actually gets stabbed. Because when Chad got stabbed, he got stabbed up. He got, yeah. Like, oh man, and then the sides and everything. He's probably gonna be messed up. And if you do the Scream when it's like the day after, I don't know, maybe you try to kill him in the hospital or something. But then you get the whole hospital stuff. People are gonna be reminded of like Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills, every like 9 out of 10 people will just go, I hate everything with the hospital. And they marveled us with the hospital and Halloween Kills. And they showed us like there was an Instagram little like sneak peek, and it had Michael Myers inside the damn hospital. So they shot a shot just for that, like a little tight sneak bit, and put that in the trailer just to dick tease us that Michael might show up at the hospital. So I don't know. They dick teased us in this one by showing the flamethrower. They had the guy with the flamethrower, and they wrote it off as that stab 8. So yeah, they definitely might put something to dick tease us about that. Like they could do something like that with Stu. Like, right, flashback to the night of Scream 1 and show the TV like broken but on its side or something. It'd be like, oh man. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that meme. Oh, right there. And there's also cool to go over Scream 5 and all its like details. Like I saw Tatum's ashes over at Dewey's house. I was like, oh yeah, that's it. The killers in 6 need to be 2 thick big boys. Yeah, right. If there's like a 6'5" ghost face, you go like, that's him. How are you not the ghost face? Or other people are like Amber defenders and they're like, well, she could wear heels or something. Like, I don't know if heels are gonna make, and you're gonna kill somebody in heels. I don't think so, dude. It's hard enough to walk in them. Like what? Next they're gonna say she's on stilts. Maybe Amber's so small, it's like two. Maybe she has a twin, and it's like 2 Ambers stuck, like on the stacked up on to each other. That's how she's that tall. Because she is short. She is short. I don't know how tall Emma Roberts is, but yeah. Or also saw somebody on Twitter arguing like I'm over female killers, but that's not accurate. Like Mrs. Loomis was cool. I didn't like her as much, but Kathy Bates and Misery, Sleepaway Camp, single white female. There's a lot of instances of good killers being female there. It's not being, and it's sort of like if you're supernatural that works, but some in Scream, if they show you being tall and then you're short, that's a big discrepancy. Just have tall boots or something. At least explain it. Yeah, I guess. But right, she's not, or you right. If you're going to have it's a stunt person too, because right, like you're breaking the fourth wall that way. So if it's a person with, well, because sometimes I thought that's what they did to sort of like throw you off. Like, when Chad got stabbed, he got stabbed in the leg, so they're sort of like leaning over. So when he's leaning over, you can't tell how tall the ghost face is coming up to stab him. So I thought they were trying to do stuff like that so you could tell it's short. But I think maybe that's something that they thought of. That's why I still think maybe it's a taller person who is the actual screen guy to kill Dewey. But once Amber or the ghost face got shot in the hospital, the camera goes to Richie's face and he was like, "Oh man, is she okay?" So little things like that's gonna be good to notice. And for future viewings. I thought they put a lot of stuff in this, like they really thought out a lot of future viewings for this movie. Because that's how these Scream movies are, man. You go watch it once, and then it's better the second time around, because when you watch it, you go, "Oh yeah, that person's it." Because I wasn't trying to figure out who the Ghostface was all Scream 5. I was just along for the ride. Because I was even thinking, all right, it's Chad. Whoa, Sam is seeing her dad like she's crazy on pills. It's gotta be her. And Dewey called out the boyfriend, but he was just like, "Oh man, that's not me." I would have liked it if he just went crazy, like right there, like, "No." Revealed his plan right there after Dewey called him out. There you go. Amber could grow her legs to be super tall. Oh man, she's got Stretch Armstrong legs, I guess. Or you could do it the other way, like Dewey got shorter. I guess, and pick him up a little bit. Like, here's another thing: Amber could be on cocaine. She got shot up in the chest, so that's why I was like, she gets shot up in the chest, falls against that trophy case or whatever the hell it was inside the hospital, and then like a tag team, like, "Oh man, I'm hurt." Tag in Stu, and then Stu sits there like, "All right," and then waits for Dewey to come along. But I don't know why you would play that game with somebody with a gun. You probably would wait on that. But that's great if she could grow her legs. I thought after 4 and 2 killers were tiny, they would not done that again. Yeah, I know, dude. How you gonna do that with Rory Culkin and them? I was like, dude, both of you guys are short. Or an athlete. You know what? I would buy that. Like if Rory McCulkin was Jack, like, like a small, like wrestling captain or something like that. I would be like, okay. Or like a wide receiver, somebody who's like short but really quick and athletic. Like that makes a believable ghost face to me. Oh my God. If 2 girls were the killers, but again, make the actors have a consistent size. Yeah. Dude, if there's a tall girl, there's some girls out there that can mess things up. I don't think there's that many tall actresses, though. 2 girls from the basketball team, right? You can have 2 girls from the basketball team, like future WNBA stars, be the Ghostface killers, and that would make everybody happy. But you go like, "Ooh, that's that big bitch over there." I would like if they had 2 guys. They could have 2 guys again. I mean, it just makes sense. Screen 1, they openly said in a doc, they made sure the ghost case could be believable in any of the suspects, so the audience would totally buy Billy and Stu. Their sizes match. Oh yeah, okay. Well, see, they thought they put that much thought into it. You thought they would, stick with that. But yeah. So if they were the same size, so because you know what, when you see Tatum get killed, I always
Want to
thought, like,
kill you. You could turn.
wait, where's Tatum's death? Yeah, to me, Tatum's death, I always thought she was like, the guy was super tall there, right? Because that was a different sort of killer there. Well, you see when they're sort of like face to face and everything. I was like, dude, was that Stu? Because Stu was like pretty tall. I think he's like 6'2" or something. But if that is the case, they did have a person who was like, all right, this stuntman could be Stu and this one could be Billy. They said make a movie where the stab set and the stuntman is the only killer. It would be really meta. Oh, yeah, that would be something. I don't think they have to go as if they're doing something back to back, like even with Scream 2, the whole meta thing was about them talking about sequels. Like, and here's the thing: there's too many ghost faces who are like film buffs and film nerds, right? Even though Richie was like faking the funk, he was like, "Oh man, I never even seen the Stab movies." Like, you would be aware of them, right? But you're right. Stab 7 happened around the time of Stab 4, so who knows? He was stood on a step of Bever. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, no, dude. It just seemed like even when she was throwing the beers at him and stuff. It seemed like when he fell over, he just seemed very tall to me. But even though he was on the steps above her, he was like basketball tall right there. You are correct about that. But just look at that doorway. He seems like he's pretty tall. Like that's him standing without the steps, I think. I don't know. I just had a feeling he was super tall in there. That's why I go, was that Stu the one that killed Tatum? Because Stu was still at the party, and that had to have been Billy. So Billy was like, I'll do you a favor and kill Tatum while you're hosting the party. But I also have a whole who killed who on a kill count for Scream 5, and it would make better sense after a lot more visuals and you can see it more. But all right, did an hour. Thanks everybody. Go check out some other videos. Be back in a week or so. Maybe I'll put out some shorts in the meantime. But next we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre to get hyped about. And I want to do this again. And I was making the video about a total kill count for everybody. But you got to have the footage for Scream 5 for it to be like complete. So I want to probably do that once after March 1st where you get some more footage. Billy killed Tatum. Yeah, I'm totally thinking Billy killed Tatum now. But I just go, Stu was tall, and that guy seemed tall, so. But that doesn't make sense in any of the movies now, does it? Don't forget to buy gold before the apocalypse. Yep. But yeah, Billy definitely killed Tatum. It's neat to see who killed who, because now I go like, I'm hearing a lot like Mrs. Loomis. I always thought Mrs. Loomis just killed Randy, and that was it. But apparently there was way more deaths than that. But all right, thanks or way more stuff that Mrs. Loomis did. But thanks everybody. Watch some more videos coming out. We'll definitely have some more content for the channel. But I'll see you guys in a week. Put out some shorts. But watch All of Us Are Dead. I mean, I really like that show. It's nice and zombie. But we also have a bunch of Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff to get to. So it's going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff for a little bit. We can even do a watch along of the remake too. Everyone hails the 74 one being a classic, but the remake is pretty great too. But thanks everybody. Later.